This has been a timeline, if you will, of anarchy and totalitarianism. And I've gone over it several times. The United States, when we were founded, we were trying to get away from total control, an anarchy through a king, despot. What we wanted was freedom. We wanted to be ourselves. We wanted to explore our own journey. We didn't want to have to jump through hoops and unions and everything else. We didn't want somebody above us to say, "I'm sorry, you're not born of the right parents. You can't do that." We wanted freedom, and we wanted total freedom. But total freedom, when there is no authority, it goes into anarchy. So total control and anarchy. When we first won, we did the Articles of Confederation. Most people don't know this. George Washington was technically not our first president. Our first president, I don't even remember his name, but he didn't last long because it was under the Articles of Confederation, and he wasn't a real president like we understand now. That was too weak, and the states were still fighting amongst themselves. We couldn't get trade done. We couldn't get anything done, and they knew it. And so at night, they got together again and said, we have to come up with something new. And that something ended up being our Constitution in 1789 and in 91, just for the stupid people that they knew would become politicians. They said, let's clarify a few things and put them under the Bill of Rights. I'm convinced everything after the first 10 amendments to the Bill of Rights, the first 10 are there in the Bill of Rights. Everything else, almost without exception, is, and I think it's the liberty lovers that had to say to the then Democrats, good Lord, guys, no. When we say all men are created equal, that does mean black people too. The next amendment, no, when we said that means black people too, that means they can also vote just like you. I mean, it is just an excoriation of stupid politicians after the top 10. But Jackson and Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson, who destroyed us, thank you, I love anyone who hates Wilson as much as me. They kept moving us, slowly but surely moving us towards total control. And by the time we got to Joe Biden, we were right here. We were within arm's reach of total control. So, luckily, people woke up. But it was hard to defeat because we had against us the mainstream media, the Democrat progressives, the rhinos, Republican progressives, the unions, all the Soroses out there, the NGOs, the Marxists, the anarchists that are actually communists. I love those guys. How confusing is that? Then the corporations. We also had on the on the left, voting and pushing their control with the Democrats in a different understanding, people like Elon Musk and Tulsi and RFK. They were all on that other side. And then COVID began to wake them up. And they were like, oh, dear God, they actually don't believe those top 10 things in the Bill of Rights. I think I'm with the wrong crowd. And they slowly started to peel off from there. And now we have Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is trying to take us here. Donald Trump, if he can do the things that he is claiming he can do, and I believe he can, if we stay together and with him, he's going to undo everything Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, and FDR, and Johnson, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden did. He will reverse this, and we will be close to true freedom again, the freedom that only Americans truly understand.